Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Well, it's lovely to see you again there today, and I hope you're doing well. Now, in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about how to win sales now. And a lot of people say to me, Daniel, I'm worried. I don't know where my next customer is coming from, and I'm worried if I'm going to make enough money to survive. And this is a very challenging time that we're living in right now. And for business people, it's not so much about increasing your sales, it's about how do you keep your doors open for another day. So, in today's live stream, we're going to have a look at ways that you can keep your door open just another day. And I'm also going to share with you some ideas that can really help you fine tune your ability to sell your products and services. And I learned this at a very young age. When I got into real estate, I was told, don't sell the sausage, sell the sizzle. Now, I didn't know what that meant back then. But what I do know now is that people don't buy products. What they buy is they buy the benefits, the results, the improvements, and the transformations they get from using those products or services. So let's take a dive into win sales now. If this is the first time you're joining me, please say hello. There's a comment box below, whether you're joining me on Facebook, on Periscope, on Twitter, or on YouTube. What you can do is you can type in the chat box below, say hello, let me know where you're joining me from. And I'd also like to know what business you're in. What's the product or service that you sell? Because I want to personalize this for you, because this is not just a live stream. This is an opportunity for you to learn some very well thought through strategies that are working for $1 billion and $1 million businesses around the world. So I want you to treat this as if you were paying me my consulting fee, which is $750 per hour. If you were paying me $750 per hour, how would you treat this information? Well, I know what you'd do. You'd sit there with your pen, you'd take detailed notes, and then you'd quickly run away after the live stream was finished and you'd implement them for an immediate result. Now, one thing you need to remember, the average American is exposed to four $1 million ideas every single year. Melanie, great to see you there. Thank you for joining us. The average American is exposed to four $1 million ideas every single year. So essentially, you're the same. You get exposed to these $1 million ideas. The only difference of why it doesn't work for you and it works for somebody else is that you get the same knowledge, but somebody else acts on it and you don't. So I want you to treat this as if you're paying me my consulting rate, which is $750 per hour, and get the full benefit from this, because you can get it for free on the live. But if you pick up the phone and call me, I'll start to charge the credit card. So take it for free and enjoy the rewards. So, Melanie, coming from a small business here selling natural products, well, thank you for sharing. And I know that today you'll really enjoy what we got here for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, just remember the golden rule in business: without sales, business fails. Without sales, business fails. And you've got to be able to sell to survive in today's market. So let's discuss why people make more sales and some people make less. Well, in chapter 2 of my book, How to Win Sales Now, what we do is we talk about why people buy benefits. So I'm going to read the chapter to you. You'll often hear the phrase, you could sell ice to an Eskimo, when a salesperson has superior selling capabilities. Well, we all know that Eskimos live in an icy climate. So this person must have some type of magical skill. They must have some type of magical skill that enables people to buy the invisible. Now, most people miss the point here. They think that somebody's got something that they don't have. But the point here is that the salesman is capable of selling ice to the Eskimo because he understands their needs and wants. You also know that you can buy food from the grocery store. You know, you can go down to your local supermarket, buy some meat for a meat patty. You can buy some lettuce, you can buy some hamburger buns, you can buy some ketchup, you can buy some onions, but if you cut it up, you're probably going to cry. You know, you can go and buy all the ingredients from a hamburger at your local supermarket However, you'll go across the road to McDonald's and you'll buy a hamburger at McDonald's. Why is that? You're doing this because you're paying for the convenience of having somebody else make it for you and handle it. You're paying for the convenience for somebody else to do the shopping, for somebody else to do the cooking, the cleaning, the preparation. And what you get is you get fed within a couple of minutes of deciding what you want. Have you noticed that eating takes a lot of time? It takes a lot of planning. If you want to have lunch and you want to cook it yourself, you've had to go to the grocery store, you've had to do all the shopping, you've had to come at home, you've had to put it on the shelves or put it in the refrigerator, you've had to prepare it. And if you were to cook a hamburger, it could take you hours in preparation. But what you'll do is you'll pay somebody else a higher price just to have the convenience of it. Now, a good salesperson is very capable at finding ways to solve problems of customers. Most customers don't realize they have a problem until the salesperson points it out to them. And you're able to do this by asking some very well thought through questions. Once you've thought through some questions and you've asked your prospect a series of well thought through questions, you can start to understand their wants and needs. And then you're in a better position to position your product and service for the perfect solution to their problem. So, what does that mean? It means that selling is an art. It means that selling requires a lot of thinking. And we're going to do the thinking together today. And we're going to put together a sales blueprint for you so you can make more sales and a lot more money. Okay, one of our friends have joined us here. Marie, thanks for joining us. Logging in on Facebook, doing accounting systems training and solutions consultancy. Well, thank you for joining us. And this will make a big difference in your business because my business also sells services and I also have products. And these ideas have helped me grow my business. Marie, what I learned was that in 2016, when I started to apply these principles, I made more than 500 new sales into my business in 1 year. And if you follow these questions, if you act on them diligently and you take your knowledge and you apply it to your sales system, immediately you'll have an improvement in your sales results. So let's go through this together today. So, for those of you who are joining me, my name is Daniel Tolson, and this is the Win Sales Now channel today. And we're learning how to make more sales in a very competitive market. So, what I want you to do, I want you to go to the chat box and I want you to say hello, and I want you to hit the like button. And if you think you know somebody out there who needs to make more sales in their business to survive COVID-19, hit the share button and share this content with them because it will change their life. So, why do people buy? People buy benefits, results, and improvements. People don't buy products and services. They buy the benefits, the results, and the improvements that you get from having that product or service. So, I want you to think about a mobile phone. Mobile phone, it's expensive, but a lot of people own them. Most of the world's population now own a mobile phone. Why is that? Why would you pay $1,500 for an iPhone when you could walk down the street and make a local call for less than 50 cents? Why would you do that? Well, you do it because it's convenient. To have your own mobile phone in your hand here means that you can make a telephone call any time of the day, any time of the night. You can make a telephone call wherever you go, and you don't have to go looking for a phone box. If you're in Taiwan and it's typhoon season, you don't have to walk down the street through the typhoon, through the rains and through the wind to make a phone call for 10 Taiwanese dollars. You can simply stay in the comfort of your own home and you can make a telephone call. So people will pay $1,500 for a device that makes life more convenient. They're not buying the phone in and of itself. They're buying the benefits. They're buying the ability to make phone calls whenever they want. They also have a look at the phone and they look at all the features here. And then they have a look at the benefits. Well, today with this technology, you can have a camera. Now you don't have to carry a camera. The camera is part of one digital device. It's not just a camera, it's also a video recorder, but it's also a video player. So you can condense three separate items into one device now. You don't have to have a separate camera. You don't have to have a separate video camera, and you don't have to have a separate video player because it all does this. But it's also got a built in screen. So think about it at home. If you used to record a video, you'd have to have a video camera. But if you wanted to take a photo, you'd have to have a standard camera. But today, you can do it all from one device. But in the past, if you had a video camera, you'd then have to come home and plug the camera into the television. So you needed another device. This also solves the problem. Think about a camera. In the past, you'd have to take a photo, walk down the street, have it developed, wait a couple of days, and put the photos in a photo album. That's a very long time. And you just most of the time couldn't take one photo. You'd have to take about 30 photos and you'd have to get all 30 developed. But if you got your 30 photos back and it wasn't the one that you wanted, you'd have to start all again. It was very inconvenient. This is why people will spend $1,500 to buy a device when they could simply take a photo on an old device for a matter of 10 or 20 cents, but they're willing to spend it to have the convenience. Lynn McRae, great to see you there. So, as you think about your business, we need to start to do a couple of things here. And there's a series of questions that I want you to follow through today. And you've got to start by understanding your products and services. And I want you to make a list. The first thing that you have to do in putting your sales plan together is you have to make a list. So, down here, just follow my finger across. I'm going to try to, there we go. Make a list of all your products and services. What I want you to do now is I want you to write down all the products and services that you sell. This is very important. I want you to make a list of all the products you have in your business. And I also want you to make a list of all the services that you offer in your business. Now, as you're doing that, I'll give you an idea of what I have in my business. So let's have a look here. First of all, maybe we can share this. What do we got here? We can share this one here. So, in my business, I have a product and it's called an emotional quotient assessment. And so, you want to take note of what you're selling. I have an emotional quotient assessment. I have that. I also have programs that enable people to come along and learn how to stop self sabotaging behavior. So, let me share the next one. Here we go. I have another program that's designed to stop self sabotage. So, I'd be writing this down on my list. I also have another program called Mental Detox, and this is where we help people utilize artificial intelligence to identify their levels of emotional intelligence. So I want you to start to think about, what are you offering the marketplace right now? What are your products? What are your services? I have another program called Win Sales Now. And if I was making a list, I'd be writing this one down on my list. So as you're doing your sales planning process, you've got to ask yourself, what products and the services am I selling? Okay, now you've got your list. Once you've got your list, you've got to start to think through these lists in your products and services. What I always do is I ask my clients to apply the 80-20 principle to their list of products and services. Now, what we know through years of research in selling is that about 80% of your products only produce about 20% of your revenues, and about 20% of your products produce 80% of your revenues. So think about this. What is that number one product in your business that is responsible for the highest level of sales? For me in my business, I sell a lot of psychological assessments. These are the top sellers, and these few items account for the most amount of sales. To date, one of my products has sold more than 1,750 items. One product has sold 1,750 times. So if I was applying the 80-20 principle, what I'd do is I'd say, well, that one product there has led to 1,750 sales. So I'd put a big circle around that one because I want to understand how the 80-20 principle applies to my business. Why is this important? This is really important because you have to know where to place your energy when it comes to the sales process. A lot of people have their favorite products and services, but they just don't sell. You could have the best product and service and you love it, but if nobody else likes it, you're not going to make any sales. So what you have to do is you have to focus on that 20%. You have to focus on those one or two items at the start that account for the majority of your sales. And if you then spend 80% of your time focusing on that one product or service, your sales will just skyrocket, boom, through the roof. So that's what happened in my business. I had a look. I had a look at what's the 80/20 principle in my business. How does the 80/20 principle apply to all of these products and services that I have? And I had some very nice, high paid coaching programs. I had some medium sized group trainings, and then I had these assessments. And when I looked at the assessments, I did the numbers, and those assessments accounted to more than 1,750 sales. And so when I looked at the 80/20 principle, I realized that that 20% of the items just over there accounted for 80% of my sales and 80% of my revenues. So, as you're looking at this, and Dr. Joe Isaac, thanks for joining us right now. He says, excellent products. I highly recommend. Go, Daniel. Yes, we're on a winner. So, think about that. What is that product for you that is the easiest to sell? What has the littlest or least resistance? What is that product or service that survives every single market? It works at the start of the year, it works through the middle of the year. It doesn't matter if it's tax time or not. That product or service just keeps selling. So that's the second question. The first question for you today was to make a list of all of your products and services. So you should have a list there. And remember, people pay me $750 an hour to tell them what I'm telling you to do now for free. So make the most of it. Make a list of all your products and services. And now I want you to apply the 80/20 principle to your list. So the question is, which 20% of your products and services account for 80% of your sales results? And I want you to circle them, or I want you to write them down. Now, remember, this is about increasing your sales. So the next thing we need to do now is we need to have a look. We need to start to think. And remember that most people don't think because it's hard. But I encourage you to think because thinking is the highest paid skill. So here's what we're going to do now. You've taken your list, you've identified the 80/20 principle, you've identified those 20% of the items which make 80% of your profits or your sales. Now, I want you to choose one of those items from your list, and I want you to go and ask 10 customers how this has improved their life financially and non financially. So I want you to have a look at that list, and I want you to circle one of the items from that list. And today, I want you to pick up the phone and I want you to call 10 customers and I want you to ask them, how has this product or service improved your life financially and non financially? Now, this is very important. Let me tell you the psychology and the reason behind this. The first reason is we live on a commercial planet. Before somebody purchases something, it has to make commercial sense. You're going to ask somebody to pull out 100, 200, 100,000, $1 million out of their pocket. They have to have good, logical, financial reasons to pull money out of this pocket and put it into your hand. So people have to understand the commercial benefits. What are the commercial benefits here? Well, one of the things that I can give you an example of is one of my coaching programs. A client come along and invested $10,000 into their coaching program. Within 90 days of investing $10,000 into the coaching program, he doubled his sales. So he was earning $50,000 a month. His commission was $50,000 a month. He would sell 5 real estate properties a month, and each had a commission of $10,000 on it. That was his baseline. He came along, he put $10,000 into my hand, and within 90 days, he doubled his sales. Doubled. He'd gone from earning $50,000 a month in commissions to over $100,000 per month in commissions. So in 90 days, he had a $50,000 per month improvement financially into his business, into his sales career. Now, by the end of the year, he consistently produced $100,000 a year in commissions, which meant his sales had gone up $500,000 in 1 year. And all he did was invest $10,000. So you've got to ask your clients, how did this product or service improve or increase your income or reduce your expenses? How did it improve your situation financially? Remember, we live on a commercial planet. We're going to have commercial reasons. People are going to spend money with you, and there's a law called the law of return. Everybody wants to know, if I put $1 in here, how much am I going to get back out. People want to put $1 in and they want to get $10 out. Nobody wants to put $1 in and get nothing out. They want to put $1 in and get 10 times the return. So ask your clients, when you purchase this product or service, what was the return on your investment? What was your financial improvement? So have a think about that. We're going to come back to that in a moment. Dr. Joe Isaac, you are a hands-on person that provides real practical solutions. Thank you so much, my friend. This is from spending years in the pawnbroking business and in real estate. What I say in business is a practical place, and we've got to be able to take theoretical ideas. We've got to take ideas from a book, and we have to make them practical. And that's what I feel that I do best. And this is the value that I bring people like yourself and also my customers. So thanks for that, Joe. Now, Melanie, is it possible to ask the customer through message? Some customers are shy to pick up calls. Melanie, like Joe said, I'm practical, whatever works. The reason why I would message secondly and call firstly is that humans need human connection. The greatest punishment in the prison system is solitary confinement. So after they've taken your toothbrush, your bed away from you, your time outside in the playground when you're in prison, the next biggest punishment is solitary confinement. And so today, people have detachments from other people because of COVID-19. You can't get close to your family. You can't get close to your friend. And we're actually yearning for that human interaction. So, Melanie, I would be an advocate of you picking up the telephone, calling them, and having that human connection. Because in that human connection, they can feel your emotion and you can have that emotional connection. You don't get it over text. So, text is the second preference, but pick up the phone. And the interesting thing is when I pick up the phone, Melanie, to my customers, they often say, Daniel, I was just thinking of you. I'm so happy you've called. I want to do more business with you. I've got a new person starting and I want them to work with you. Or I have a good friend who I want to introduce you to. And they're the benefits, the non-financial benefits of picking up the call. So, Melanie, pick up the call, first preference. They'll be shy at the start. That's okay. Everybody loves a human connection. Secondly, if you can't get through to them on the phone, make sure you pre-frame the message. So, Melanie, what you want to do here is you want to reach out to your customer and you want to say, hello, I hope you're doing well. May I ask for some help? So, one of the things, Melanie, is people don't ask for help today. People are embarrassed to ask for help. Put it in your message, be upfront. Ask them, may I ask for some help? Say, my coach, Daniel Tolson, has asked me to do some surveys on my customers. And he's asked me to reach out to my customers and he's asked me to check in with them and ask them, what was the financial improvement you had after using my product and service? And I was wondering if you could help me out when you bought this product, what was your return on investment? And so, Melanie, that's how I do it. Just be upfront, be transparent. Remember, they're your customers. These are customers for life. They want to help you. There was some studies, Melanie, coming out of Harvard University not long ago, and they were interviewing customers, and they said to the customers, "What do you want? What do you want from your providers? Do you want cash incentives? Do you want to be invited to parties, or is there something else that you want?" Now, the interesting thing, Melanie, is most people didn't want a cash incentive from their suppliers, people like you. They didn't want to go to parties. What they wanted is they wanted a friendship. They wanted a friendship and they wanted to be seen as an insider in the business. Imagine that. They weren't concerned about financial rewards. They didn't want to go to parties. They wanted to have a friendship and to be seen as an insider in the business. And that was one of the deal makers. So for the business people who had the human contact with their customers, if they enabled their customers to look like an insider and a partner into their business, that customer was far more loyal. They spent more money, they provided more referrals, and they stayed around a lot longer. So that's my reasoning of why you'd want to pick up the phone. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining me live for the first time, this is Win Sales Now. Most people say to me, Daniel, I don't know where my next customer is coming from, and I'm worried if I'm going to make enough money to survive. And so this is a big problem in the marketplace. And without sales, business fails. And I'm sharing with you ideas today so you can immediately increase your sales results, just like that. These ideas I'm using with billion-dollar businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, small businesses, and if it works for them, it'll work for you. So, eyes down here on this thing. This is called the ticker, by the way. So, you got to ask your clients, how did this improve your life financially? And the second question, this is the most important one. How did it improve your life non financially? How did it make or save you time? How did it make you feel happier, more confident, less stressed? How did it give you a competitive advantage in the marketplace? How did it enable you to connect with more people? How did it enable you to sell more products or add on a second or a third sale? These are all the non financial things. These are all the things that can't be measured with a dollar sign. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, all decisions are made in the right brain. All decisions are made emotionally, and then people justify them logically. So everybody wants to know how much it costs, but they also want to know deep down what's the benefit, the result, the improvement, or the transformation that I'm going to get when I put money into your hand. So they're willing to put money into your hand if they get benefits, results, improvements, and transformations. Financial improvements are important, but the most important improvements are the non financial ones. And these are the emotional reasons why people buy. Why do people buy insurance? Because they're buying peace of mind. Think about that. They're not buying an insurance policy, they're buying peace of mind. A man purchases an insurance policy for the peace of mind that his family will be cared for prudently in the unlikely event should he pass away before his time. This is why people buy insurance. And so you've got to think about these financial and these non financial reasons why people buy. So I want you to think about that and get busy. Start reaching out to your customers. Remember, your customers will make you rich. Remember that. It's the customer who makes you rich. So pick up the phone and speak to them personally. If you don't like your customers, don't call them. Let's see how long you're in business for. But if you love your customer, pick up the phone and call them. Now, once you've asked 10 customers, how did it improve your life financially and non financially? You've got to ask the next question. Now, the next question is a little bit different. And let's go through this slowly. So, the question that you need to ask next is this: you've got to start to use the above feedback as the defining focus when you're prospecting and you're presenting. Remember, don't sell the feature, sell the benefit. And so, what you've got to ask people is, would you like to experience this benefit? Would you like to experience this result? Would you like to have this improvement? Would you like to have this transformation? And when you ask people if they want these benefits, they lean forward and they say, yes, I would love that. That'd be incredible. So, if you're joining me on the live stream, don't be a stranger. Say hello. I'm over here and you can see me, but I can't see you. So, I want to know who's live today. Say hello in the chat box below. Let me know where you're joining me from. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you press like. And if you want to see more of this good information, also press subscribe and share the content with your friends. That'll help me help more people. So, you got to start to ask people, would you like to experience this benefit? Would you like to have this result in your business? Would you like to experience this improvement or this transformation? Because that's what people really buy. People don't buy products and services, they buy improvements. So you ask the business owner, so would you like to have this benefit? Would you like to be able to reduce your working week by 10 hours? And if they say yes, talk to them. If they say no, say thank you so much and go and find somebody else to speak to. If somebody doesn't want your benefit, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with them. Leave them be and go and find somebody else to talk to. You've got to ask people if they want a certain result. Mr. Business Owner, if I could show you how to double your sales in the next 90 days, would that be of interest to you? That's a result. And they can double their sales in 90 days and ask them, would you like this result? And if they say no, go and speak to their competitor. Do that. That's what I do. If a real estate agent says to me, no, I don't want that benefit, I said, thank you so much for being honest. I'm going to go speak to the competitor across the street. And what do they say? Daniel, stop. Tell me more about it. Tell me what else is in here for me. Because people only care about themselves, ladies and gentlemen. We say that all people tune into one radio station, and it's called WIFM. WIFM. What's in it for me? FM. People only care what's in it for them. So you got to tell them this is the result that you can have. You can also talk about the improvements. So, with this mobile telephone here, you're able to improve your communication. You don't have to do telephone calls, you can do video calls, and it increases the engagement. Would you like to have this improvement in your business? Oh, sure. Why not? Tell me more. And so, you're looking for people who are going to say, yes, I want that improvement. If they don't want the improvement, that's okay. Move on because that person's a low value prospect. Doesn't mean they're a low value person. It just means they're a low value prospect for the improvement that you're presenting. Making sense? This will make you rich. Your customers will make you rich, but these ideas are what will make you rich. And what I say is if you just do what successful people do, you will get the same result. And if you don't, you won't. So you've got to take what successful people are doing and you've got to apply it in your business. And immediately you'll get the same improvement. Now, finally, people also buy transformations. So in my business, people come to me with mental blocks and emotional blockages, and they're self sabotaging. And I ask them, would you like to stop self sabotage today? And they say, yes. And then I show them how. And so there's always a transformation. The transformation is before and after. And people who sell weight loss or weight improvement products do this very well. They show somebody who's obese and overweight, and then they show the same person who's lost the weight and thin. And they say, would you like to have this transformation? Would you like to go from fat to fit? And that person leans forward. And if they're interested in that transformation, they say, yes. People come to me and I'd say, you've got low sales. Would you like to have high sales? This is the transformation that I'm offering. Your problem is low sales. The transformation I'm offering is high sales. Would you like to make more sales? And they say, Daniel, absolutely yes, I'd like to. And that's probably why you're here. You'd also like to make more sales. Daniel Spear, great to see you there, my man. I hope you're doing well and enjoying the late months of spring. And I'm sure it's going to be warm, ready for the beach in the summer there in Victoria. Hope you're doing well. So you got to sell the benefit. Don't sell the sausage, sell the sizzle. Don't sell the phone, sell the benefit. Don't sell the phone, sell the results. Don't sell the phone, sell how it can improve your life. Don't sell the phone, sell how it's going to transform your life financially and non financially. See, sales is a science, ladies and gentlemen. Sales is not about conning people. People are smart, people are intelligent. If you're a sales professional, it's about understanding your customer, understanding what their pain is, understanding what their problems in, and then offering a benefit, a result, an improvement, or a transformation. And you've got to do it in two ways. You've got to show them the financial benefits, the financial results, the financial improvements, and the financial transformation. I know with my programs and coaching around the world, and this was discovered not long ago, coaching has a return of 7 times on the investment. So what that means is if you invest in a quality coaching program, for every dollar you put in, you'll see a $7 improvement in your business. And people come to me and they invest $10,000, and within a year, their sales have gone up $500,000. So I know that when people invest into a coaching program, they always make more money. So I'll tell you this. When I'm discussing the notion of emotional intelligence, I know that a 1 point improvement in emotional intelligence has a corresponding increase in salary of $1,750. This has been certified around the world. A gentleman by the name of Dr. Travis Bradbury wrote a great book on emotional intelligence, and he surveyed people all around the world. He looked at the income levels of people with low emotional intelligence, and then he looked at the income of people with high emotional intelligence. And on average, people with higher levels of emotional intelligence on average earned 39,500 Australian dollars per year more than people with low levels of emotional intelligence. When they took them through these emotional intelligence trainings, people from all around the world, they measured their income on the way in and they measured their income on the way out. And for every time somebody increased their levels of emotional intelligence by 1 point, their income went up $1,750. So when I'm selling my product and service, I know that if somebody increases their emotional intelligence by 1 point, then their salary is going to go up by $1,750. But I also have case studies because I've gone and asked my customers, you invested $10,000 into this program. A year later, what happened? Well, Daniel, 90 days later, I doubled my sales. I got a $50,000 return in the first 90 days. And by the end of the year, my sales are up $500,000. They said, I put 10,000 into your hand and you put 500,000 back into mine. So people buy financial improvements. You've also got to look at the non-financial improvements. These are all the things that happens to the person internally. Is it peace of mind? Is it having confidence? Is it having clarity? Is it about having charm and persuasion? What are all the non financial benefits? Can they sell twice as much in half the time? Do they get full productivity out of their team in a day rather than just a few hours? What are all the non financial things? And when you layer up all those non financial things and you can present them to a prospect as a benefit, a result, an improvement, or a transformation, boom, your sales will automatically increase. So let's cover what we've gone through today. The first thing that you've got to do is you've got to type in hello. If you're joining me live now, say hello. It's hard for me to see you, but you can see me. I want to know who's here with me today. I want to know all the rock stars. Firstly, you've got to make a list. And this comes from chapter 2 of my book, Win Sales Now. If you don't have a copy of the book, it's free. Download it from my website today. Go to winsalesnow.com. I'll put the link up in the chat box in a moment. So, first thing you've got to do, you've got to make a list of all of your products and services. Once you've made a list of all your products and services, you've got to apply the 80-20 principle to all of the products and services. And you've got to have a look at which 20% of your products and service produce 80% of your profits. Take one item. Take one. Choose one from your list and then go and ask 10 customers. After you purchase this product and service, what was the improvement in your life financially or non-financially? Ask them, you spent $1 on this. How much did it help you make or save in your business? In business, you can either make money or save money. So ask them, you purchased this product and service. How much did you make after purchasing it? How much did you save? And that's the improvement there. Also ask them, what were the non-financial improvements? You will have to give them some examples here. Did your level of stress go down? Did your peace of mind go up? Did your team move from storming into the forming and then into the performing stage? Were you able to attract more people? Could you get more likes, more followers on social media? What were all the non-financial improvements for you? Did your confidence go up? Did you have clarity? Did you have peace of mind? What happened? It's really important because remember, people buy benefits, results, and improvements. And there's no better person to ask than your customer. Who's using it? How did it work for you? What were the benefits, the results, and improvements? And then what you do, the next time you see the next customer or the next prospect, you tell them, John over here used the product and service. He spent $10,000 on it. And after 90 days, he had an additional $50,000 into his sales. A year later, he's making an extra $500,000 per year more. But he was also much more confident and he also reduced his working week by 3 hours. Mr. Prospect, would you like those benefits and those results in your business? The answer is yes, absolutely. Well, step into my office. And so, what I want you to do is not to sell the sausage, but to sell the sizzle. Sell the benefits, the results, the improvements, the transformations that people get. Here's my customer, came in fat, 90 days later, fit. Here's this person, single, lonely, and afraid at the start of the year. In December, engaged, married, and now about to have babies. So you've got to get good at selling the transformation. So, final question. What one action are you going to take immediately based on your answers to the questions on this Win Sales Now training? Remember, people pay me $750 an hour to get this directly from me to them. You're getting it for free. So if you apply these questions and you take the questions and you apply that knowledge in your business, immediately your sales will go up. These ideas work for billion-dollar businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses. They work for me. I acquired 500 new clients into my into my business in 1 year, 500 new customers in 1 year by applying this psychology of selling. That one over there. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Let's have a couple of quick shout outs. Peter Ong, nice to see you there, my friend. Ninny is so proud of you and the transformations and the improvements in your life. So I hope you're doing well. Paul, great to see you there today. Thank you for joining us. Nathan Rigney, hey Daniel, just joined in clearly the right time for the summary of all your tips. My brother, thank you. There'll be a recording of this on my page and on my YouTube. Go back and watch it. If you've got any questions, call me, send me an email. Dr. Joe Isaac, 100% well shared. Thank you, my man. We're speaking at 7 p.m. tonight, so I look forward to speaking to you then. And Melanie, do the list first. Absolutely. Call your clients. If they don't answer the phone, message them. Tell them, hey, my coach, Daniel Tolson, even send them a link. This is my coach, Daniel Tolson. He's asked me to survey my customers. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to understand why my customers buy my products and services. And I also want to know how it improved their life financially and non-financially. So you bought this product. What was the improvement financially? How much more did you make? How much did you save? But most importantly, what were those non-financial things? What happened to your peace of mind? What happened to your stress? What happened to your clarity? What was it? What improved for you? And just ask them. Excellent, Marie. So awesome, Daniel Tolson. I hope to follow more of your lives and videos. There's a button there, Marie, and you can just click on that, and it'll give you alerts whenever I'm live. It'll give you an alert. I'll be on here tomorrow. We'll be talking about story selling tomorrow, not telling. We're talking about story selling and how you can sell through stories. And there'll be a live every day at 3 p.m., sometimes twice a day, and there'll also be one at 3:30. So thanks for joining us. Peter Ong, take action. That's it, my man. Apply these to your business and your results will go through the roof. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure. If you're joining me live today, just give me a final wave, say thank you, let me know you're doing well. If you've got any questions, pop them up in the comment box below. But if you don't have a copy of my book yet, How to Win Sales Now, go to my website, winsalesnow.com, download the book. It's free. And if you need any assistance implementing these ideas, message me, pick up the phone, email me, drop me a message on Facebook, whatever you need to do, get my attention, and I'll help you implement these ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, have a wonderful day. Ciao for now.